Anything is possible. You don't have to believe that people don't exist or that you can live with dragons unless you want to. Anything is possible is said often because people try to find ways why it wouldn't work. Things like, I don't have a job, so where will I get money for rent? Or my SP and I haven't talked in over a year, and they're with a third party, and they said they never want to see me again. So people will commonly respond to those things with, circumstances don't matter and anything is possible. Because circumstances can always change and anything you want to manifest is possible in your reality. Dragons might not be possible in yours, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with the person who believes that it's possible in their reality. You've looked into Neville's teachings, but have you worked on trying to interpret his material for yourself, especially his most common teaching, or take notes of things he wrote or said that you think are useful for your understanding? Your interpretations of his work combined with your own experience of actually testing out his techniques will expand your understanding more than any video on YouTube. Be a doer, not a hearer. I often read people saying, when I affirm something I know it's a lie because my reality shows the opposite. It makes no sense to me to say something that is not true. Now let us look closer at what the person above just said. I know it's a lie because my reality shows the opposite. But what makes that opposite reality? If you look close enough you will see that you affirm that opposed reality constantly to the point that you may not even be aware of how effectively you use that or those negative affirmations. It makes no sense to me to say something that is not true. This is what you need to understand. Let's say you are living in lack and poverty. All you see and think about are our problems, debts, lack, and despair. And because you begin to affirm something like money flows endlessly in my life, I'm completely blessed. You feel its reality and impact. You mean it. This action or change of mind will have the same effects as if you turned a heater on in a cold room. It will begin to heat the room. It will change its atmosphere. Those thoughts and feelings of money actualize those cold atoms in the room. So the more you keep it turned on, the more the heat grows. If you have a heater in your house or room, I want you to turn it on and see its progressive effects. See it in the context of you comparing your reality with your mind energy. Would you ever say, the room is cold anyway, it's foolish to turn the heater on? Why would I lie to myself? This is exactly what you do when you see undesirable reality. And let your mind and feelings be dictated by what you see instead of just seeing that your heater is off and turning it on. This is all the reality can do. Reflect on your mind and state of being. You see the room was cold in the past, and let's say it is even cold now. But if you look at your mind, you will see that the heater is turned off. So of course it's cold. When I see the heater is turned off, I mean you didn't live in a mental state or wealth. You didn't affirm and felt those thoughts that represent the heater being turned on. Money flows endlessly in my life. I'm completely blessed. And because now you affirm it, have changed your state of mind, and persist in it, you know that the reality will heat up to the degree you keep the heater on. As you can imagine, it does little good to turn it on for 5 minutes, and then turn it off for the rest of the time. You have to keep it on for a while. Of course, the example of a heater has its limits because it will heat the room in less than an hour. In real life, a change may take more time. Generally, it happens in less than 30 days. The heat goes up only when you keep the heater on for some time. In the context of the mind or reality, it means that you have to feel and mean your affirmations. They should be felt as your goal being accomplished. This only means that the heater is turned on. Hoping, begging, forcing, doubting, and waiting are not heating anything. You have to keep affirming something you want to have or be as something that is already done, as if it was part of you, and that only keeps the change growing. But you should focus on the end goal as already achieved. This is a feeling and not focus on the change or ways or opportunities that keep passing by. In the same way, the heater is at its desired temperature, but between its temperature and the temperature of the room there is no comparison. The room changes and adjusts, but he keeps his fixed reality. At the end of this process, the room finally reflects the exact temperature of the heater as long as it is on. So will be your desirable reality. You will keep affirming and feeling it as already achieved for a while, and you will see progressive changes happen. And it will grow and grow until it reflects exactly your affirmative feelings. Let's imagine you were a true victim in a relationship. You were ignored, cheated on, and humiliated. And now you have anger, regret, and depression because that happened. So you say, how can I imagine myself being loved like a god or goddess when I was treated like the worst person in this world? Well, that past was the effect of your heater being off. So you don't need to deny it or ignore it. You just know that when that reality was possible, it is because your thoughts were completely different from now. It was a whole other extreme. You know that no cold is possible when the heater is turned on and you living in a desirable state of mind. As you can see, in contrary to what many people tell you, you don't ignore what was or what is. You don't ever try to delude yourself. You know that the room was and is cold, You don't deny that. We are not trying to be delusional. You don't lie to yourself. But above all, you know why the room was cold and you know why it is now or will be warm. But again, the heater doesn't say I will be warm in the future or the room will be warm. It keeps its desired temperature no matter what the outside temperature is, because what temperature is outside him is irrelevant.